All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And hello to DKO. Well, I will say this, though. As far as family issues are concerned, it's better to focus on family. And, like, once you take care of family, definitely we'd love to have you on the show. And, but really, though, it's more important to focus on your family. And obviously, if I was in need of that, I probably wouldn't be doing this, or I probably wouldn't do it as often, but it is what it is. But my thoughts do go with you and your family. Absolutely. Anyway, great to see Atticus and Azriel and Patty and Zach. So it's great to have you, everybody. So I may as well mention how this works. Now, I mentioned it during the last Super Bowl for Season 13, but I'll go into much more detail about it right now. So I'm just going to go to the rosters really quickly, and to just show off who is on what team and among others. But the gist of it is that all 32 teams are involved. And, of course, with 40 custom superstars, the bottom 8 teams get 2, while everybody else gets 1. And it's very simple. Well, from as far as... and, of course, it's divided by conference. I also should mention that, too. But the simple gist of it is that the team that wins gets to recruit a member of the team that lost, mainly the custom superstar. And this continues until we get down to 2 teams. And of course, the team whose person that they drafted is in charge. So, for example, let me have Atticus for a moment. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have you as a QB though, Azriel. And actually, let me go over to the Colts really quickly. So I have you on the Colts for the fact that they really need a quarterback really badly. And in the case of the Colts, now let's say for example the team that you're on, the Colts, beats another team, then whoever is their custom superstar, that person joins your team. On the flip side, if the team that you're on loses to the other team, then that other team gets to have you. So it's kind of like that. Ew, the Colts. Yeah, but I mean, but I put you on a team that was really badly in need of my QB sold. What? And as far as where everybody was drafted, of course, it was based on need, and in some cases, like for example, Blaise McCoy, I knew there was no other team that he would want to play for than the Pittsburgh Steelers, among others. It's like some were obvious, and then some were like, oh dear, where do I put him? You know, but it's not too late though. I mean, if I can find another person to, what is it? Let's see. Well, we'll have to find out what happens as far as the season goes, but and then does anybody else want to know where they ended up, if that's what you're wondering? Yeah, that is true. You guys, you ended up going to the Super Bowl a couple of times, and as a matter of fact, as for where, okay, so for Atticus, okay, where is he? Oh, there he is. And for Atticus, you ended up getting drafted by the Panthers, and then for Patty Cakes, out of all the teams, I mean, the only team I knew that you would not want to play for was the Seattle Sea Chickens. But here you ended up on the Browns. And then for let me see. And then there's LD. Great to have LD on the show. Oh yeah, let me share where Zach ended up at. Out of all the teams, it was the Lions because they desperately needed so much help when it came to the Lions and their center. They had one, but unfortunately he's injured, so they needed to get somewhere else. KK. This one's pretty obvious, but in fact, KK is right here with the Packers. Because of course she would be. And who knows, as far as Azriel is concerned, if the team that beats his team, then someone can draft him or pick him off, though. Yeah, it looks like you could very well have to carry the Lions to the Super Bowl. But for those who are just coming in, 32 teams are involved. And, of course, the bottom 8 teams, these are the teams that had the worst records, get an extra player, meaning they have 2 players. If I had a choice, I would choose the Cowboys. Now, I knew that the Cowboys needed help, but there was only one other person that I knew wanted to play for the Cowboys. It was either going to be Jordan Walker or Gregory Blakely, and someone had to get that one. And I wanted to put you on a team that desperately needed a quarterback. But you know what? I think I can make this happen. I think I can make a trade, though. Let's see. I'm going to do that. So, as far as Azriel is concerned, would you like to be traded? And if so, I'll have to trade you to a team that could use one. A quarterback, I mean. In fact, let me see. Do they need a quarterback? Yeah, they could use one. I carried the Cowboys for like 4 seasons. And then other than the Cowboys, what other trade Prescott to the Colts for me? Prescott. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to have to think about trade Prescott to the Colts for you. You got 3 rings for the Cowboys. Yeah. I'm trying to find any other quarterbacks that could go or be packaged in a deal. But who? It's a QB trade. Yeah, of course. But who said that QBs had to be exclusive, you know? Can you think of any? I'm wondering if you know any other teams that you wouldn't mind being traded to, if that makes sense. That's what I mean. Not to say I couldn't trade you to the Cowboys anyway. In fact, let me see. Where's... Oh, the North. I was looking for the North. Oh, East. Sorry. East? Or trade Rodgers from Green Bay. Let's see. Okay, so they have... And I can play with Kelly. Aw. I'll take Azriel on my team. Lol. On second thought, maybe the first trade that you suggested was probably for the best. And plus, being that this is the last season on Madden 22, I might actually consider it. And then there's also, who else could I trade? Hmm. Okay. Or you could still play for the Colts, but hope that someone beats your team. Maybe, I don't know. Just a pipe dream, I will say. Let's see. Let's see, what other team... Okay, so obviously the Eagles is off the table, without question. Let's see. Let's see. No, Joe Burrow probably wouldn't want to. Okay. Right. I'm just writing notes down on my paper. But just know that once the season begins, if you end up on... if your team loses, then you'll end up on another team. There's always that possibility. But, let's see. I want to make sure that it's good. All right, cool. Let's see. Do I wish to execute this trade? Yes, I do. All right, now let's take a look. All right, let me save this. Okay, so from here, unless anyone else comes in, so so as far as who gets to face who, the best team in this case, as far as the Super Bowl champion, of course, gets to face off against the worst team in the same conference, the AFC. So, for example, the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs would face off against the Texans, and it would just work its way down. Like, again, it's the best team taking on the worst team, and all the other teams within that same conference fall in line. Same thing with the NFC as well. So with that in mind, who wants to go first? And the first person that says it gets the first game. Eventually, we will play all these. Eventually, we will play all the other round one games. Azrael, okay, okay. In that case, now that he's on a new team, let me see. 1, 2. Okay, so the Cowboys were the third best team in the NFC. So then they would face off against 1, 2. Okay, we found your first opponent. So let's get him. And of course, these games are going to be short because, well, you know, we got to get through as many of these as we can. So of course, the top seed, of course, gets the home field advantage. So in that case, let me go to the Los Angeles Rams, and of course they have James Gamer and Ram, no shock, against the Cowboys. Okay. And then, again, we'll do the same thing with all the other teams. Okay. And to make this not too long, we'll make this 2 minutes. And, of course, we'll increase the minutes as we go through the rounds. Okay. And then, of course, we'll go to 6:30. And then the only other option left, Azrael, since you're representing the Cowboys, is would you like the roof to be open or for the roof to be closed? That's the only other open. Okay. With that said, good luck to Azrael Black. And then of course after the game, I will then ask who the next person wants to go after that. Unless let me get my list. Shit. I'll have to do the list style. So then who wants to go after Azrael's game? I'll even put it down on the list. Wait, the list of TJ? Yeah, maybe. And I will say this, though. They did a great job with the rendering of Jerry's world. There you see Atticus. But yeah, I wouldn't have traded Prescott to the Colts, really, unless, of course, if I was going to do more seasons on Madden 22. But of course, being that this is the last one on 22, before making the transition over to Madden 24, I was like, let's do that. Of course. Make sure. Don't want to forget to. But I will say this though. It looks really nice. Is the stadium? But yeah, I want to congratulate Zach Walker on getting 3 rings. Although I believe it was 3 rings or 2 rings with the Cowboys, and then maybe 1 more for another team. I forget, but nonetheless, though, you are part of the Super Bowl club. All right, so it looks like the Rams will start off with the ball. And of course, with 2 minutes a quarter, obviously that's not going to be a lot of time, but it's what you do with that time that counts. And the season is now underway. Here we go. Anyway, nice tackle. Hey, I'm looking to win another ring myself. Yeah, that is true. I will say this though, crushing Kelly and Patty did a great job with the Milwaukee Brewers. So I wanted to publicly say that I congratulate Kelly and Patty, as well as congratulating Kelly as well as the rest of the House of Black on winning a championship for Boston, and for Kelly becoming the Calder trophy winner, which of course goes to the playoff MVP in hockey. All right, so 2nd and 2 for Los Angeles. They hand it off, and they get a first down. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Azrael, I have some... Well, I'm not sure if you know about this, but would you like to hear the good news, sir? Anyway, 1st and 10. Yep. Defending Stanley Cup champions. Anyway, second in inches for Los Angeles. And if you're Dallas, obviously you want to get a stop here. Well, I don't know if you know, but on the last Blue Toad Wrestling show, you and Jose ended up becoming the tag team champions. Second in inches. And Stafford trying to find somebody. He does, and he gets it to Cooper Kupp. Oh, no, wait. That was not Cooper Kupp. No, I'm sorry. That was Higbee. My bad. And then Stafford gets another completion. But that's going to lead to the end of the quarter. I didn't see that as I was in the hospital. Wait, you were in the hospital? Oh my gosh. Like, dude, I hope you didn't suffer a serious injury or anything like that. Or if you went to the hospital to go get meds or something. But I hope you didn't hurt yourself. And also, hey, what's up, Jose? We're starting season 14. And of course, each game is 2 minutes a quarter. And another completion. I'll tell you one thing: if they're not able to stop the Rams, especially with the, I mean, of course they don't have a lot of time to go down the field, so they got to hit it quick though. Oh well, hey, you know, mental health is not a joke, and I totally get that. Then, so you definitely had every right for that. Oh, now wait a minute, big play by Lawrence. And, man, they lost a huge chunk of yards. But a great play by Lawrence. Yeah, he didn't see Lawrence, and then by the time he did, it was too late. As number 79, the guy that was supposed to block him, couldn't keep him there. No, you haven't asked, so no worries. So, believe it or not, let me just look for, oh yeah. So you were drafted as a free safety for the Baltimore Ravens. So you more or less get to play the role of Ed Reed. Unless he was a safety, I forget. Oh yeah, that's right, he was a safety. What am I saying? Anyway, 3rd and 5 and a huge completion to get it to within 5 to a first down. Yeah, albeit you'll be on the defensive end. And another completion. Oh my goodness. I mean, they had a big... Oh no, wait a minute. Uh-oh, we got an injury to Odell Beckham Jr. And it's kind of funny because, well, I don't want to say funny, but it's kind of ironic that Odell actually got himself hurt in the IRL Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 56. And I remember, like my family and I, we went to go to a Super Bowl party. And during that game, as far as Super Bowl 56 was concerned, you know, Odell Beckham, I mean, he ended up getting himself hurt. So it's kind of ironic that he got hurt here. Now Stafford gets rid of it, and that's an incompletion. Now, of course, the Rams have 50 seconds to work with, and that incompletion stops the clock. But yeah, as long as you're all right there, Azrael, that's the most important thing. Second and goal. But I'm definitely looking forward to this Saturday with a good friend of ours in Arkham, as he's going to be doing his first WWE 2K show of his own, Arkham Wrestling Federation. And of course, the opening act is Kings of Wrestling. And of course, naturally, he would have Queens of Wrestling too. And a touchdown for the Rams. Unfortunately, Dallas was unable to stop him. And the Rams strike first. It's not over, though. And of course, with the short amount of time, you know, every mistake, every score means more. Yes, that's right. You are the Kings of Wrestling champion. By the way, Azriel, I didn't want to ask like like well, I've been meaning to ask you, but I didn't want to put you on the spot. But I was kind of wondering though, if you're interested in joining Arkham Show as the quote unquote Kings of Wrestling champion. May I share with him your hashtags, or do you want me to or do you want to send it to him yourself? You know, I wanted to ask for permission. Is what I meant. You are up for it, okay? But yeah, I just didn't want to put you on the spot, nor did I want to act without your permission. That's what I'm trying to get at. And by that I mean share your hashtags and things like that. Okay. So not a problem. And then I'll DM Arkham. I can't even talk. And then I'll DM Arkham the hashtags so he can get you. Aww. Just don't snuggle him too tightly. I mean, you already have yourself a man. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Although, to be fair, I know that Patty always does that. Alright, 1st and 10. And now it's up to Azriel to make a play. And he does. And a timeout. Zip it, TJ. Anyway, they use a timeout with 34 seconds left. Now, of course, I will say... Wait, what is Rush doing in there? Oh, I am such an idiot. I traded you to the team, but I forgot to make you the starter. Oh, I am so stupid. I forgot to... I forgot to make you the starter. Like, I traded both quarterbacks. I just forgot to put him as the starter. Shit. Well, obviously... Okay, can I pause here? I guess I can't. Well, as soon as I can pause and make the change, I'll definitely restart that, because that would just be unfair. As, of course, Rush ends up committing a turnover. Okay. But yeah, that one's on me. I forgot to put Azriel as the starter because, again, I already had the roster set. I just forgot to put him as the starter. So let me do that really quick. So yeah, take 2 upcoming. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Okay. Let me make sure here. Okay, I'll send that to him. Okay, let me go to no, not the Rams. Well, I'll start with the Colts since technically they got Prescott. So obviously, to be fair, I got to adjust for him, and then put Azrael as the starter, not the second guy in command. There we go. That should help. So yeah, that was a botch on my part. That would have just been grossly unfair, though. So anyway, as far as I'll get to you in just a moment, there, Mr. Cueva-san. No, not the Rams. Cowboys, and then okay, we'll try that again. Okay, so open, and then everything else is fine. 2 minutes. There we go. Much better. Okay. Okay, so as for Brandon, he was drafted as a running back, and he was drafted by the Houston Texans. Yeah, they badly needed a running back. But Brandon's not going to be alone, as he'll have RSTV to help him, as RSTV, or Rain Sinclair, if you will. And of course, it's kind of funny, or ironic, because you have two Chaos Elite teammates, as Rain Sinclair is the right offensive tackle. And of course, really, the tackles and guards, they do a great job, or the best ones, they do a great job in making running lanes for running backs. So that definitely would make a 1-2 punch, if I do say so myself. But yes, anyway, for those who are just joining us, the Cowboys and the Rams will fight, and whichever team wins gets to draft one of their players. So for the Rams, you have Ram himself as a middle linebacker. So yeah, Patty, your son, Ram is with the Rams as a middle linebacker, and James Gamer is a strong safety. And of course the Cowboys have Gregory Blakely at center and Azrael Black calling the shots as a QB. Anyway, oh, also, hey, what's up, Jamar? You're just in time for a new season. And believe it or not, you didn't even miss anything. You're just in time. Is riding the pine pony? What pine pony? Unless that's a saying or something. Yeah, because if you win, yeah, like usually what would happen is, like, because Gregory was drafted first, I'd ask him, but since he's not in the chat right now and you are, then I'll ask you. And by the same token, Ram would be the team captain, followed by James Gamer, and if neither of them are here by the time the game ends and the Rams win, well then they'll just pick the best available player. Oh, the bench. No, I will say this, though. As far as Brandon is concerned, he's not riding the bench. And then, oh, wait a minute. What happened there? And it looks like Mr. Williams is hurt. The little one's throwing Nerf football. Aw. Already suffering an injury is for the Cowboys, so yeah, now it's up to the next guy to do his part. Anyway, there you see Ram, number 14, the quarterback of the defense, the middle linebacker. Of course, he definitely has help with, Ramsey and Donald. Of course, this was their Super Bowl team. And yet it feels like it feels like such a long time ago. Yesterday. And then, whoa! What a catch! Nice throw, but an even better catch by CeeDee Lamb. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Dallas is taking full advantage of the restart thus far. Hang on a second. Oh, I thought someone was calling me. Anyway. Azriel with another completion and another first down and a whole lot more. Only 2 plays and already he's off to a great start, and he gets it to Dalton Schultz. Oh yeah, and then Jamar Amiss will tell you who drafted you and at what position. So Jamar, I'm happy to say, knowing if that... Anyway, I'm happy to say that you were drafted as a strong safety for the Atlanta Falcons. And of course, the Atlanta Falcons was, one of the 8 teams that had the worst record last year. And of course, the seeding is based on the record. And, oh, we got a flag. What is this? A flag. What's this? That is roughing the passer against Von Miller. And Von Miller, great guy, but he made a bad mistake. Oh, wow. So, wait, is Matt Jr., like, when he gets a little older, does he want to play for the Giants one day? Fakes the handoff. And another completion, and three for 4 with 53 yards already. And mind you, this is 2 minutes a quarter, so to get that many yards and a completion like that, that's pretty good. And I will say this, though. Gregory is doing a great job with blocking. So I have to think that Gregory definitely learned something from Zach Walker when he was here. Okay. Well, don't forget, I am, like, my character is that of a mage, so... And you know that mages have magic, in which I often use magic to turn myself into a cat. Well, in character, that is, not in real life. So why can't I use magic to turn him into a human? But that's another story. That's another story for another time. End of the first quarter, and at the end, it is 0-0, but the Cowboys are on the door. As, in fact, they are four yards away. And there you see the championship banners. They are 5-time Super Bowl champions. He's not ready yet. Two minutes. Azriel, he finds him. Touchdown, Cowboys. And he gets it to Cooper. And, of course, the Los Angeles Rams, just like they did in last season, after the Super Bowl, they couldn't stop anybody. And sure enough, they couldn't stop Dallas, even with Aaron Donald. Of course, Donald was, neutralized by that of, Gregory Blakely, a.k.a. Dragonheart. So he definitely did a great job neutralizing him. All right, 7-0, Dallas. There you see Gregory, number 99. So now it's up to the Rams to answer. But they'll take the knee and they'll start at the 25. And now it's going to be up to Matthew Stafford, to more or less provide the goods. Oh, I need to turn down my notifications there. Oh yeah, let me just send a message to my good friend Arkham in just a moment. And before Stafford could get a throw off, he gets sacked by Gregory. Not Gregory Blakely, but just a young man whose last name is Gregory. Anyway, Stafford gets a throw off and a completion, but he doesn't get very much, and they have to use a timeout. All right, let me see here. Who is on my Falcons team? The only other person that's on your team is Walter Wally the Hole. And as that happens, Dallas gets a stop, and they're going to start. Wow, great field position at the 44-yard. I know he's not LD, but when he is ready, you know either myself or Alex will take him on and help him grow as a player. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, there we go. I was just leaving a message, and throws it away, does Azriel. 3rd and 1. And obviously, if you're the Rams, you got to get a stop somehow, some way, or get a turnover or something. Otherwise, if Dallas, bleeds out the clock or they score again, I mean, this game is over. So it's going to be up to the Rams. It's going to be up to Ram and James Gamer to come up with something, as they are both defensive players. And another completion. Of course, Dallas is content with letting the clock run, but they have the ability to call a timeout if they absolutely need to. All right, here we go. And with that said, though, hey, what's up, Samil? Sorry, I was doing a stream. But I do have some good news as far as Samil is concerned. Anyway, TJ, in the next MLB season, I would like to swap to shortstop. Actually, let me. Oh, I actually have the draft as far as the MLB side is concerned. And I'll go through, and of course there are 30 teams and exactly 30 players, so every team has one player in this case. And I'm happy to say, as far as Azrael is concerned, that he is a shortstop. And of course, if anyone wants to know like where they ended up in terms of MLB, definitely let me know. Okay, all right. So I ended up getting one of your characters for 2K23, and that is I got your good friend Christian. Well, one of your wrestlers known as Christian, and intercepted. Big play by the Los Angeles Rams as Rapp gets himself a big one, and instead of Dallas going up by possibly 14 points before the half, Los Angeles gets a pick to prevent that. But anyway, yeah, I was able to get Christian. Well, your creative guy known as Christian, and he's going to make his debut on Clash at the Mushroom Kingdom, which is a super show or a super card. I will say that. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. And then for Atticus, where did I put Atticus? And Atticus is a right fielder. In the case of Azrael, he was drafted by, well, I was going to say the Cleveland Indians, but now they're known as the Cleveland Guardians. And then Atticus was drafted by the Tigers. Oh, okay. Okay, so, alright, so Zach is interested. I'll put him on the list just like we do with bonus matches. So if you guys are interested, let me know and I'll put you on the list. If this damn pen works, thank you. There we go. And then to answer, can I go for the best title you have? Well, his first match is going to be in a Royal Rumble match, and obviously if you do win that, you do get a title match. Anyway. And then, let me see. Oh yeah, Zach Walker. What am I doing? And then where's Zach? Zach. Or Jordan Walker. And then Jordan Walker is a outfielder, and he was drafted by the Pirates. Could I trade to the White Sox? Let's see. Who did the Sox get? Oh, the Sox have Ram. Well, I would have to make a trade. And also, do send me a DM so that way I don't forget, because I can forget sometimes. So yeah, don't be afraid to send me a DM, and then I'll keep that in mind when I have some free time to address the roster for MLB. And then as far as Kelly is concerned, I don't think there's going to be any prizes for guessing where she ended up. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Unless I say otherwise, it's probably not happening. Oh, of course. All right, I'll put you on the list too. Atticus-san. Oh yeah, and as far as the team that Zach's team is going to face off against, let's see. Okay, so Detroit. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. So it's going to be the Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers, which features Crushing Kelly. So I'm happy about that. It's an injury. Picks up the football and tosses it back to Junior. Oh, he's doing that while the Cowboys are on defense. Oh, all right. And thank you for sending me the reminder. There we go. Someone got injured. Oh, shoot. Anyway, nice run stop there. Nice tackling there by, I can't even pronounce that young man's name, but he did a great job preventing the score. Right now, the Rams do have possession of the ball, but they're going to need to convert on this third down, this 3rd and 14. Otherwise, they risk possibly losing this, so they better make it if they want to stay in. They don't. All right, I can play some WWE tomorrow, but that's about it though. All right, so I'll have to check the replay when it happens though. Anyway, kicks it away. And well, not a bad stop there as they get him down at the 19. So Azriel already has a touchdown and an interception, so as long as he doesn't throw another one, his team is just going to be fine. Right now his team has the lead, they just have to hold on to it, but they also, can't play too careful. I mean, of course, the Rams want to get that ball back and tie this game up again. I think it was an ankle injury. Oh. 28 seconds left in the third quarter. But yeah, the next game is going to be Zach and the Detroit Lions against Crushing Kelly and the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah, KK is going to be up next. And we'll find out if the Packers can put the Detroit Lions on ice, or if the Lions can roar, just like the Predators that they are. Well, that's fine. And then intercepted. Oh no! And wow, bad pass. And not only that, not only is that an interception, that's a pick six. And just like that, the Rams are an extra point away from tying this game up. But that was just a bad play call. And well, he was looking at number 66 or 86, Dalton Schultz, but he did not see Von Miller in the line of sight, and by the time he does, it's too late. But yeah, that was not a good play. I mean, a great play there for Von Miller, so obviously, that's why the Rams made the trade to get him and make a run at the Super Bowl, which they ended up doing IRL. But that's 2 turnovers on the part of Dallas. And it's safe to say that without those 2, turnovers, I mean, we could be seeing a much different game. But if you're Dallas, you get the ball back, but now you have to be very careful. But a great play, though, by Von Miller. All right, 18 seconds left in the third. We still got one more 2-minute quarter left to go. And, well, they get to the 24. Not bad. Anyway, there you see James Gamer, number 29, as part of MSK. And then you see Ram, of course, the namesake of the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, Patty, how do you feel about your son, playing for his namesake team? Anyway, nice completion there to Ezekiel Elliott. But that's going to be the final play of the quarter. I mean, give Elliott some credit. I mean, he definitely opens up the offense a lot more than just simply running the ball. But at the end of 3, it is 7-7 with 1 quarter left to go. Let's see here. Do I like GSP? You mean George St. Pierre? It's good. He plays well. GSP. Because George St. Pierre. You do, okay. I think he is. I don't know if I can say he's the greatest of all time, but he definitely holds a case for the best that there ever was when it came to mixed martial arts. And sure, he's not undefeated. I mean, he lost twice. Although, in his case, he avenged both his losses. One was against Matt Hughes, and then the other was against Matt Serra. But he was also a 2-division champion, as well as a 2-time welterweight champion. Anyway, a completion for about 5 yards. I didn't see how many yards that was. I was busy answering the question. I didn't even keep track there. All right, so 3rd and 5. This is a big completion here for Dallas, because if they don't convert on this, they risk losing this to the Rams here. A completion, and he does in fact stay in bounds and get the first down. Clock is still running. I mean, at this point, if they can just get within field goal range and they can make it, then Dallas will win. And if you're the Rams, obviously you don't want to give up that much yardage, let alone a touchdown. And an incompletion. Well, that'll stop the clock for the moment. Greg Zerline. And in situations like this where the game is close and you're within 3 points or less, this is where having an excellent kicker comes into play. And a completion for 3 yards, 3rd and 7. And Dallas will take a timeout. 31 seconds left. I have to imagine, little Matt Jr., I mean, he's probably sweating bullets or sweating. I forget if snakes do sweat. Maybe they do. I know he does. But he's got to be sweating Crisco right now. Especially for Uncle Azrael. And a completion. And does he get enough yards for a first down? But Dallas does use a timeout. He does get enough. So Dallas has 1 timeout to use. They have enough time for maybe one play, but then they would have to use the timeout to stop the clock at around 3 seconds or something. They hand it off. And they don't get very much, but they get 4 yards. They get a little bit closer. So now the question is, are they going to run another play or call a timeout here? Let's see, are they going to call it? What? They don't even call a timeout. Wow. Mike McCarthy is an absolute idiot. All he has to do is call a timeout or run a quick play, but no. He doesn't even do that. Wow. And it looks like the Rams are going to elect to receive, which means that the Rams could just win this game. And all because Mike McCarthy had to be absolutely, positively, ridiculously stupid. I have to think that Azriel, if Dallas doesn't win this game, is probably going to put him through a flaming table if they are unable to win this game because of Mike McCarthy being stupid. On the flip side, as far as Sean McVay, Sean McVay, I mean, he's proven to be a winner. I mean, he's already a Super Bowl champion, of course, so obviously I would think that he has the IQ to lead his team as a coach, which apparently is more than I could say for Mike McCarthy, as he just proved it. So now if you're the Rams, you just have to... I mean, really, now it's not even a matter of time anymore. It's just a matter of, can you get it done? And if you're Dallas, do you get... Can you force a punt? Can you get a stop? Or make a big play or something? 2nd and 6, they hand it off. And they get 2 yards on that one. And of course, Dallas is doing what they have to do to keep them honest as far as their defense is concerned. I mean, Azriel, how do you feel about the fact that, McCarthy didn't call that timeout when he should have? And a completion. They get to the 45-yard line. I mean, I ask only just because you're on the bench right now, as your defense is on the field. All right, so a timeout used. And, it was by the Rams. Okay. It was a dumb call. Yeah, exactly. But I am also kind of curious, though, Mr. Azriel, and that is, other than the Cowboys, of course, what are some of your other favorite teams or teams that you dislike the least? As in, you wouldn't mind playing for them, even though, Dallas is your first love. No, thank you there, Samil. I mean, I get it. You want to be famous, but come on, man. It's either we just play and have fun, or we don't do that. Anyway, they hand it off. And he goes a bit wide. In fact, that's a no gain. But in short, no thank you there, Samil. Oh, let me see what we got here. The Chiefs. I mean, that's not a bad team. And, oh, nice takedown, and they do get a 4th down. Well, now the question is, do the Rams go for it? I mean, of course, if they go for it and they fail, then they give up great field position to Dallas. So this is a conundrum, though. If they go for it and they fail, then Dallas wouldn't have to go that far down. It's just, I don't have... Wait. I don't have UFC on my PS4. Oh. Anyway, wait, where did he go? Oh, there's the ball. I was looking for the ball. I don't have UFC on my PS. You know, speaking of UFC, I understand that UFC 5 is coming out, or EA UFC 5 is coming out, and I was like, oh. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be available for PS4, and if it is, great, or if it's exclusive to, say, the PS5, and if that's the case, I might have to upgrade to a PS5. Also, I apologize, Samil, for thinking that, or for, being accusatory. Okay, so 2nd and 7, and now it is Dallas that has possession of the ball. And they're going to start at the 16-yard line. And a completion. Does he get enough yards? Nope. 3rd and 1. I mean, obviously they better... But, well, obviously the object is to get just 1 yard to keep the drive going. All right. But, yeah, I did get Christian. And, of course, his first match is going to be in a Rumble match, which, of course, if he wins that match, yeah, he definitely gets himself a title match post Super Show. And does he get enough yards? No! He's within a few inches, though. Oh, this has got to be a very tough decision because, yeah, you can go for it, but if you fail, I mean, you give up great field position to the Rams. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him, actually. Cantaloupe Alves. Or are they going to challenge it? Well, now let's find out what they're going to do. Well, nope, they're going to punt it away. And, whoa, barely gets it off before, and they call a fair catch. Oh, Canelo. Yeah, I like Canelo. I mean, he's not my absolute favorite boxer. Like we're talking Manny Pacquiao. Like, he's one of my favorites. Other favorites include Andy Ruiz Jr. And then Tyson Fury. I like him. And then I think I believe the brothers Charmelo. Or Charlo, sorry. Charlo. I think you meant to say Ali. Muhammad Ali? Yeah, I definitely like some Muhammad Ali, back in the day. I mean, of course, I wasn't there when he was an active fighter, but I did watch highlights of, the Thrilla in Manila. Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite, of course. But I know that he had some big fights, and of course he had that pay-per-view event between himself and Conor McGregor. And then another completion and another timeout. I mean, this is intense, folks. The fact that we're in overtime. I mean, both these teams are having a tough time scoring another touchdown. Mike Tyson, yeah. All right, 16 seconds left in this particular overtime period. First and 10. And that's the end of the another overtime period. You could do Mike Tyson's voice. I mean, I do watch Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson from time to time. But yeah, he did knock out Big Show, but that was with brass knuckles. And another completion and another first down. And now it looks like the Rams could very well put this game away. And barring a mistake on the part of Stafford or a fumble or anything like that, I mean, they have this game won. Stafford. They hand it off. They don't get very much, but in fact, they only get 1 yard on that. I have to listen to that after the show. But yeah, anyway. You know what? I hope Jake Paul gets the smack laid down on him. I really hope so. And they get another stop. But, I mean, even if they force a fourth down, I mean, they are still in good position to kick a field goal and end this game. And if the Rams win, it really comes down to who do they pick. Do they take Gregory Blakely or do they take Azriel Black? And then Sawmill, he is trying to focus on the stream. He will check it later. Oh, that's what Azrael says. Okay. They hand it off. Bro, I know. Well, anyway, there's another caveat that I should mention, and that is Osamil, stupid auto, correct? Yeah. So there's also another caveat to this season, and that is the player that doesn't, or the player or players that don't get chosen. Like for example, if the Rams win and they pick, Gregory Blakely at center, then you'll be in the free agent pool. Then, of course, in later rounds, when, say, you win or someone else wins a game, then they can pick you up in the free agency pool. But in this case, the Rams do, in fact, win. And And of course, since Ram and James Gamer are not here, in an event where the captain or the person that was originally drafted by the team isn't present in the chat, then by default they'll just go with the best player available in this case. So for the Rams, they do win. But yeah, those 2 turnovers were the ones that really killed Dallas. Because I hate to say it, but without those 2 turnovers, we could have seen Dallas win. And for Azriel, that's another thing. Oh, and of course, the completion percentage kind of was a stroke of bad luck. But yeah, Stafford played the better game today. Even though he didn't have a touchdown, he didn't have any interceptions, so that went a long way. But nonetheless, though, congratulations to the Rams. Okay, so since Ram and James Gamer are not here, in this case, I will have either Gregory or Azriel join the Rams, and that's going to be based on the best player available, though. Anyway, TJ, as Dragonheart was drafted and I was a trade, I would say send him to the Rams. So in other words, you're willing to be a free agent. I have no issue with that, and since you are here, I will make that happen then. Okay. So in that case, that would be fair. All right. All right. Let me go to the Cowboys, and of course, I will release the player, but that's to put him in the free agent pool. And same thing with Azriel Black. So that any other team that picks up a player that wants to get a quarterback, they can pick him up. And by him, I mean Azriel Black. Okay. Now, in order to put Gregory on the Rams, of course, got to pick the Rams and then pick Gregory, and then he joins their team. There we go. Okay, so next on the list is Zach, and it's going to be him and the Detroit Lions against Crushing Kelly and the Packers. So let's do it. Let's get to it. Without any further ado. So good luck to Zach Jordan Walker. And of course, because the Lions have a better, or had a better record than the Packers did last season, the Lions get to host the Packers. And then and then of course, if Atticus or Azriel wants to let KK know, feel free. I would appreciate that, and I know she would too. But anyway, Zach, are you ready? I believe he is. Let's get to it. But yeah, and as for Samil, I mean, we have his friend Zach. And then we'll go with this. Yep, we'll go over that. And with that, and since I didn't make any changes in terms of personnel, they should be set. Let's do it. Actually, wait. I want to make sure. I don't want to forget this time around. A little bit of paranoia, but I just want to make sure that Crushing Kelly is starting, and so is Okay, so, yep, Crushing Kelly is starting. And then for the Lions, you have Jordan Walker. There it is. Okay, so now let's start officially. Okay, there we go. All right, so good luck to Zach Walker and the Lions, as well as Crushing Kelly and the Packers. And of course, the end result of this game is very straightforward. The team that wins gets to draft the star players, gets to draft the losing team star player. So if Kelly and the Packers win, then they get to recruit Zach Walker to play center for the Packers or any other position that they may need. And likewise, if the Lions win, then they can bring in Kelly, to play tight end or convert over to wide receiver if they need something like that. Although I'm kind of curious what other positions besides, like wide receiver and tight end does Kelly enjoy playing as. Kind of curious on that part. But anyway, we have the man that was traded for Stafford, Jared Goff. And then, of course, you have Aaron Rodgers, who, of course, at the time, he was still pretty good, but obviously, even then, he was starting to fall off a little bit. But we'll see if he does well today in Detroit. Mm. And they will start. All right, let me see. Oh, I think she meant to say, if Kelly wins, can she replace Rodgers with you? Yeah, I mean, she could also choose to send Zach Walker to the free agent pool and then get you out of there. So yeah, definitely a layer of strategy there. All right, so 1st and 10. Rodgers gets a first down to start off with at the 37-yard line. 12 yards. They hand it off. And they get 5 yards, so 2nd and 5. Second and 5. And Rodgers gets another completion and another first down. And he gets it to Valdez Scantling. There you see Matt LaFleur. I will say this, though, as far as Detroit IRL, they did pretty well last season. So I'm going to be interested to see if they can follow up the momentum for this upcoming season. And intercepted! Intercepted! And Detroit takes over with a touchback, which means that the drive for the Lions will start at the 20, and it starts with this man right here, Jared Goff. So now we have Zach Walker at center, number 56, and now we're going to find out if anybody from Green Bay can get past him. Or if anybody can get past him. As far as trying to get to Jared Goff, that is. But yeah, that was a big turnover, and Detroit took advantage of him. They hand it off. But yeah, I'm not sure if Zach Walker is still in the chat, but if you are, let me know, dude. And same thing with Kelly, if she's in. Just curious, that's all. Second and 8, and a completion. Oh, of course, that was a reception by T.J. Hawkinson, before he was traded to Minnesota. Of course, that was one of the most puzzling trades that Detroit made. I still, to this day, have no understanding as to why they traded away T.J. Hawkinson, other than maybe to free up some cap space or anything. I'm not sure, but whatever the reason, a sack results as far as Jared Goff is concerned. And that's going to result in a 4th and 12. Oh, I have an appointment in the morning, so I'm going to sleep when... If I win, please bring Azrael onto my team. All right, I will do that for you, Kelly. I have no issue with that. And wait. Oh, okay. So for a moment I thought it was a fair catch, but he didn't make the fair catch, though. All right, so Aaron Rodgers is back in. But I also wish nothing but the best for crushing Kelly on her appointment, whatever that is. Other than to wish her a successful appointment. Thanks, TJ. And then there's Patty. And of course, we will have a series of streams, especially in the lead up to Madden 24, as that game is coming out. So I do want to get this particular before I go over to Madden 24. All right, 2nd and 3. And a completion. And then the only other person that expressed interest in terms of having a game played is Atticus Black. So yeah, Atticus, if you're still in the chat, let me know, and we'll play your game after this one. Or we can save it for another time. Either way is fine. And an open throw, and they get to the 17-yard line and a timeout used up. But a great play there by Rodgers, and I didn't see who caught it. It happened so fast, though. Oh, Devontae Adams, back when he was still with them. Rodgers. And nice deflection there by, I didn't see who that was that deflected it, but a great job nonetheless there by the Lions on getting a man open to deflect that ball. 2nd and 10. And Rodgers, well, Anzalone. Great job there by Anzalone. And, of course, Matt Fleur is very furious, especially with the fact that nobody blocked Anzalone. Alex Anzalone. Great job on his part to get to Rodgers and make a play. Now it's 3rd and 16. Wait, 3:16? Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. Da-dun, da. I love that song. Anyway, 30 seconds left in this quarter. Gets a completion to Crushing Kelly, and it takes 2 men to take down Kelly, of course. Yeah, big shock. The fact that it takes 2 men to take down one Crushing Kelly says a lot about, about how strong Crushing Kelly is. Of course, Atticus would know. But that's the end of the... Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. That's a timeout. Sorry. I thought No. Okay, so 16 seconds left to go. And Green Bay has used all 3 of its timeouts. And they go for a field goal, which is good, 3-0. Takes 2 men to handle a Kelly. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so based on the time I have, I do have enough time for Atticus's game if Atticus is still in the chat. All right, 13 seconds left. Of course, for them to even get to within to score, I mean, they would have to go. What is it? They would have to go down 75 yards down the field. But we'll see what they do here. They hand it off for a run. And it looks like they're just going to let the clock run out and go into the half. And they do just that. So at the end of one half, it is 3-0 Green Bay. It only takes 1 to handle a patty. Wink, wink. Oh, dear. Well, I do have plans on Saturday, and that's, well, I mean, not just personally, but also with a good friend of mine of Arkham 500. And not to mention, I will be playing Uno on the PlayStation. Three to nothing. Well, I'm at least very happy to say that Detroit now has a competent coach, as Matt Patricia was just he was terrible as a head coach for Detroit when they had him. And, well, they get to the 28, so that's not a bad start there for Detroit. Right now they're down 3 to nothing. Oh, hey, there you are, Zach. Zach, your team is up, and right now you're on offense, and now you get to do what you do best, and that is, quote-unquote, carry the Lions and protect Jared Goff. Right now your team is down 3-0, but right now your team has the ball. And also, Zach, if you were to win, you would be able to add Crushing Kelly to your team. Or you can go off the free agent pool, and we'll get to that point should the Lions win. But again, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, though. But yeah, what's up, Zach? Anyway, an 11-yard reception to Reynolds and a first down. Goff looking for somebody, and Goff, he took too long, and he gets sacked, and man, did he lost a lot of yards, man. A 2nd and 21. But yeah, that was a great defensive play there. But yeah, Goff didn't see him coming. And the thing is, Zach Walker can only block one man at a time. Whoever was supposed to block, Zedarius, didn't do a good job, though. Yeah, indeed, Ono is right. Now, he's going to have to make a huge chunk of yards. And they're going to pitch it. But unfortunately, yeah, they read it perfectly that it was going to be a run. And in fact, they lose 2 more yards as a result. And then Zach Walker's like, bro. All right, so 3rd and 23. Gets the pass off, and he does get only 2 yards on that. But again, that was just terrible. I'm sorry. But between Goff getting sacked and some of the play calling, I'm very happy that Detroit IRL is doing much better than they're doing right here. I mean, this was more or less their team, about 2 years ago. They need to trade me again. Can't do this. Well, I did ask Crushing Kelly, and she said that she would go into the free agent pool to have Azriel Black join her team, meaning you'll get to go to the free agent pool for another team to possibly recruit you as a center or any other position that they may need you for. But again, the game is not over. It's not over until it is over. And they get the pass off, and they get 6 yards on that. 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Now, of course, Rodgers had already committed a turnover with an interception, so it's not like Detroit hadn't been able to do it before. They can. Making me come on, this team is worse than the other one. 3rd and 4, and that's the end of the quarter, so it's still 3-0, but for the Lions, they need to get a big stop and at the least get a field goal of their own. If not, a touchdown to take the lead. And they have 2 minutes to do it. Let's find out. And then Samil's asking, Zach, what is your PS4 name? And, well, and who knows, maybe that might happen. That might happen. But with that said, 3-0. And that was a nice reception there by Crushing Kelly. But yeah, and then any players that don't get picked, they get to go to the free agent pool, and another team can pick you up, whether it be the Jags or some other team that gets there. Anyway, TJ, you should have known that the House of Black was going to put the band back together. It is the fourth quarter. Yes, it is. Second and 5. They hand it off. All right, so 3rd and inches as far as the Green Bay Packers. If somehow Detroit can get a stop here, this would be an amazing thing. And wait, did they get enough? No, they didn't get it. Big decision here. Do you go for it? If you do, you just simply turn over the ball at the 36. Or do you kick a field goal and increase the lead to 6? Knowing full well that a touchdown and an extra point will win it for Detroit. So they have a tough decision, but they're going to go for a field goal. They kick it, and they don't even get it. Oh, that's huge. Crosby doesn't even get a field goal. And in fact, it just comes up short. That's huge. Because now a field goal by the Lions ties the game. Not to mention a touchdown with or without the extra point can win it now. But now it is up to the Lions. I mean, they use the timeouts to stop the clock. Now they have no timeouts left. And they have 1minute and 39 seconds to make it happen. Can they do it? And can they make it down the field? And intercepted! And if it wasn't over before, it's over now. Wow! Big play there by Stokes. I mean, Stokes, he probably figured something like this would happen, and it did. But that was just a bad throw, and in fact, if anything, Jared Goff, I have a feeling that Zach is going to put him through a table. If I know Zach Walker, he's probably going to put him through a table. And now Green Bay could just simply run the clock out and be done with it. I don't know. I mean, he probably thought something was there and it didn't happen. But, oh yeah, Zach, I may as well mention as far as Clash at the Mushroom Kingdom is concerned, believe it or not, I am happy to say that the match between you and Peter Parker, I'm definitely looking forward to that match. So I definitely want to give you your props there. So really a turnover at this point for Green Bay. I mean, if they turn it over via a fumble, that would just be embarrassing. But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to you and Peter Griffin's loser will finally get his first pinfall loss match. And I have to say, you guys are doing a pretty good job with that storyline. Anyway, we are going to give the old man Rodgers his wish and let him ride the bench. I will take the helm. And that's the end. So for Zach Walker, he gets to go to the pool, or the free agent pool. I mean, of course, next season, as far as, Madden 24, we will see Aaron Rodgers play for the Jets, so it's kind of fitting that you won't see him again after this one, though. This is my first time in my last being on this team. But yeah, the Packers made just enough plays to win the game, and of course, Crush and Kelly will have a family member to help. Okay. I'll just go through the stats really quickly. Let's see. Receiving, of course, that's Crush and Kelly's bread and butter. 2 receptions for 16 yards, not bad. And then for blocking, which is something that Zach does. Well, I will say this though, Zach, you did a great job, protecting Jared Goff, but unfortunately, DeAndre Swift didn't. But he was just one of several, people that didn't do so well. If anything, Jared Goff was the guy that, shot the Lions in their, how do I put this? They shot themselves in the foot is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, I'm wondering if Atticus is still in the chat or not, and if not, then does Patty want to go next instead? I'm just curious, that's all. And if not, I can just move on and save the remaining fights or the remaining matchups for the remaining characters for another time. And while I do that, let's go to the roster. All right, so let me go to the Lions. And for Jordan, he gets to go to the free agent pool. Though I have to think that, if there's a team that is in need of a center, if Atticus isn't here, I'll go next. Okay. And in fact, I'll just keep Atticus as far as I'll keep Atticus on the list for the time being, and just like what we do with bonus matches, I'll give him X amount of time. Oh, and before I do this, let me go to free agents really quickly. Well, that's what I'm doing. There's Azriel. There he is. Okay. And then I have to go to depth chart because that's where I need to put Azriel at starter. I'll put Aaron Rodgers on the bench. But in case for some reason Azriel gets hurt, hopefully he doesn't, but if he does, at least Rodgers will be there to help. But also, Azriel, you can also convert into, say, a running back if you want, although they have a good one in Aaron Jones at the time. Or if you want to add to the wide receiver line, I mean, other than Devontae Adams, they don't have a guy higher than 76, so there's always that option. Because I know that you love playing as a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. That much I do know, because you mentioned those are your favorite positions. But if you really do want a helm for Rodgers, we can do that. I'm just giving you some available options that would help your team now that you're with the Packers now. Oh, I gotta. Okay, I was just making sure no one was trying to reach me there. There we go. I'll take that as a yes. I'll give Rodgers a break. All right. All right. All right. Now I'm going to give Atticus. Oh. Now I'm going to give Atticus his 1 minute. And if not, I'll give Patty the game. All right, there we go. So for Asriel, he now has a little less than a minute to claim his game. If not, Patty will have it. And then, oh yeah, that's right, the Lions are gone. Okay. Oh, never mind. There's Atticus. There you go. All right, Atticus, are you ready to play your game? And in this case, Atticus, as mentioned before, is playing for the Carolina Panthers. So let me see. Let me count this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm counting the wrong person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he does. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I messaged him for UT. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So it's going to be the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. And for the Minnesota Vikings, they drafted at an offensive guard on the right side, right offensive guard. Paul, I can't even pronounce his last name, but you better know him as Frostbite. So the Minnesota Vikings are hosting the Carolina Panthers. Hey, what's up, Clinton? Okay, where's the Panthers? Panthers, oh, there we go. Yes, of course. But anyway, how's everything going there, Clinton? And let's see. Of course, they play in a dome, so that's not even going to be an issue in terms of weather. But with that, and then of course with free agency as well as recruiting. So here's what's at stake. So Frostbite is a right offensive guard for the Vikings, and Atticus is the quarterback. And since Frostbite is not with us, by default, he'll either take Atticus at quarterback or find the best player available in the free agent pool. But if on the other hand, Carolina wins, then we'll go with, and then of course we'll ask Atticus if he wants to draft or bring in Frostbite or somebody else from the free agent pool. to join his team if if the Panthers win. Anyway, just hurting because dog caused me to smash my shoulders, all because she does not want a bath. Wait, so Ladybug didn't want a bath and she hurt you because of it? That's a very bad dog. That's terrible, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens as far as Carolina is concerned, as they go one-on-one with Minnesota. But yeah, I'm very sorry that you got your shoulder hurt. Really, I do. I feel bad that, that sort of thing happened. I feel bad for anyone that had to go through that. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 27, not bad. But as for Kirk Cousins, I mean, the fact that his success is going to come down to whether or not Frostbite can protect him on the right side as a guard. So it's going to come down to the defense if anybody can get their hands on Kirk Cousins. And then on the flip side, as far as Asriel Black is concerned, it's going to come down to whether the defense for Minnesota can stop him and the wide receiving core. And a completion and a first down for 14 yards. First and 10. Oh yeah, Clinton. I do have some good news for you though. I'm not sure if you know, but I do have some good news for you. Anyway, a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. And of course, this will be our last game of the night. As after this, I definitely have to get ready to go to work tomorrow. So 2nd and 9. They hand it off, and nice run there by Delvin Cook. And they get the first down. And that's another thing that they'll need as far as the Vikings are concerned, and that is to mix up the run and the pass. And if they can run, it'll set up the pass and, What's up? All right. So I have some good news for you, Clinton, and that is not too long, and that is it's official, and that is you're going to get your shot at the, as you call it, the Intercontinental Championship on the next Super Show, which is Clash at the Mushroom Kingdom, our version of Clash at the Castle. And it will be 1-on-1 between yourself and Damian Riley. And another run for 2 yards, 3rd and 8. But now Minnesota is down to a 3rd down. And of course it's going to be important that they make this one. And if they don't, they might have to punt. Got to have 4 titles at once. And an incompletion, though. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 4 titles at once? Anyway, 4th and 8 with the 2nd left on the clock for the first quarter. And it looks like they will punt. So the defense did just enough to get the ball, and they'll have to start at the 19 when we begin the second quarter. Oh, IC, X Division, ECW Television, and ECW all at once. The white, yeah, that's the title you'll be going after, yeah, absolutely. And as stated before, it's now going to be Atticus Black against the defense for Minnesota. And if he can pick them apart, Carolina has a great chance of winning. And he's going to get a couple of rushing yards for 3. Not a lot, but enough to keep the momentum going. And of course, the last time that Atticus played for the Carolina Panthers, I mean, he took them all the way to the Super Bowl. Of course, he did have help with Patty and Kelly, but this time around, he's got the base team to go for it, and he gets the pass off. Whoa! Look at the play. I mean, I don't know how Atticus was able to do it, but it all comes down to Abdullah, as Abdullah was able to make a couple of moves, make a couple of guys miss, and get a first down. I'm like, Atticus, how do you do it, man? But I mean, of course, I think I probably should be asking about Abdullah, how he was able to do it. But they do get the first down, does Carolina. And, well, nice defensive play there by number 54. Nice pass deflection there. By Kendricks, that's it. And he's the middle linebacker. The defensive leader. And Azrael gets the completion, and... Okay, that was kind of a weird catch, though. All right, so 3rd and 2. And then Azrael Black with another completion. I had a bucket list of titles I wanted to earn. Oh, no, I totally get you on that. Anyway, nice catch there by Peterson as the clock continues to run. Atticus gets the completion, and they get 7 yards out of that and a timeout called. But that's the last timeout that they have for the half, and they have 21 seconds left to go. And Atticus, they get the completion and they go out of bounds. Great play there by Atticus and by Hubbard to catch the ball, to get the reception, and go out of bounds to stop the clock at 14 seconds at the 35-yard line. So it's going to come down to whether they're going to kick a field goal or make another play. Yep, they're going to go for a field goal. And they kick it away, and it is good. Nice kick there by Gonzalez. Barely makes it, but it's good as the Panthers take the lead 3-0. Although I'm kind of curious as far as Atticus is concerned, and that is, if your team wins, what do you do? Do you recruit Frostbite, who is playing for the Minnesota Vikings? Or do you recruit somebody from the free agent pool? I'll let Atticus think about that, especially now that he's on the bench with the. Well, actually, yeah, when he's now that his now that he's on the bench while the defense for Carolina's out there. I'll let him think about it. But yeah, 6 seconds left to go in this half for Minnesota, and unless they can get a big play, it's highly improbable. Anyway, horrible call there. There was time for one or more players. Yeah, absolutely. And they're gonna go downfield. And well, incomplete. That's the end of the half. Oh yeah, that's right. This was at around the time that Matt Rule was the coach. Shit. Well, I'm hoping that the new coach for, out of character, I'm hoping that the new coach for the Panthers does a great job. I mean, I'm happy that the Panthers did make a trade, to get to the number 1 pick and get their guy. Especially to replace, the longtime legend that was Cameron Newton. I'm just hoping that he turns out well for them. Oh, and as for who's on free agency, let me off the top of my head, the only other person that's under free agency is Zach Walker, who is a center, and of course Frostbite is a right offensive guard. So you would have either a center or an offensive guard to choose from in terms of who's on the... if we win, I want a defensive player. Okay. Oh yeah, let me... Yep. So yeah, Jordan Walker is a center, but you said you wanted a defensive player. Okay. That isn't to say I couldn't change a guy's position. So you're probably better off getting Frostbite, because at least because between him and Zach Walker, because I know Zach Walker did pretty well as a center, so I would highly doubt that he would change his position. But for Frostbite, if only because he's not in the chat, I don't think he'll mind becoming a defensive player, so I can make that happen as far as Frostbite. But again, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, so let's find out what happens here. 3rd and 5. For Carolina, they already have the lead 3-0. And for Minnesota, this is a big stop, and they're going to need it. But Carolina is at the 29 at this point. Their own 29. And they get the completion and a whole lot more, and they get it to the 44. Great play there by Atticus, but also a great reception there to Hubbard. Hubbard doing pretty well for himself this game. So yeah, guys, you can change positions. If either you want to be, or if it would be better suited to do so. But it's one of those. We'll get to that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, they hand it off, and nice misdirect there by the offensive line, and a nice rush there by Hubbard. I will say this though, Hubbard's doing pretty well, and he's proven himself to be an asset. Not sure how he's doing IRL. Is Hubbard. And they get another completion. Great job there by Atticus to get it to Anderson for his second reception. Put Frostbite in whatever defensive position is needed most if we win. I have no issue with that. Or hell forbid, like what would happen if Minnesota wins and they need a quarterback, or they want to replace Cousins, and they pick you? I mean, how would you feel about that? Though they could just as easily go for Jordan Walker if they win. Anyway, I came in late, so I'm not sure where I am this season. Okay. So, well, first and foremost, you were drafted by the Denver Broncos. In fact, being that the Broncos are one of 8 teams that had the worst record in the league last year, you'll be on the Broncos alongside Mike Wasson. And Clinton, you are a middle linebacker, whereas Wasson is a left defensive end. So yeah, this season features all 32 teams, and the bottom 8 teams have two players. And then, well, oh wait, we got an injury to Christensen. What happened there? I mean, they get the first down, and they're at the 14-yard line. Oh, he hurt his hand. Oh, dear. Oh, that's not good. And we'll see if he can come back, but yeah, that's not good. And they go for the run, and does he get the first down? He does, and they get it at the 2-yard line, and a timeout used up by the Vikings. So now a 1st and goal with 1 minute and 46 seconds left. If Carolina scores a touchdown, it's pretty much over. So Minnesota needs to get a stop, or at the very least force a field goal. And if you're Atticus, all you got to do is make it count. And they do! Touchdown! Carolina. And who is it? Young Mother Hubbard. So great run there by Hubbard, but also great blocking on the part of Marshall Jr. I mean, great play calling there by Atticus. I have to imagine he's taken over most of the offensive coordinator responsibilities, which is a lot more than I could say for Matt Rule. So Matt Rule did the smart thing and just allowed, Atticus to call the plays, and he did a great job. So yeah, barring a miracle, Minnesota's done. All right, so he kicks it down the field. And, whoa. Oh, that would have been something if they managed to get a touchdown there. But they get it to the 32. So now if you're Minnesota, you got to score, and you got to score quickly. But you also don't want to make a bad turnover and end up just icing this game away. Especially if, especially for Carolina, though, that is. So if you're Minnesota, you got to score quick, but you also got to be effective, and you got to protect the ball at all costs. So while it's not over, it pretty much is, barring a miracle. They get the reception, but Carolina does a good job in allowing the receiver to stay inbounds and then mark them down and keep the clock running. Now they go for another play. Cousins gets a first down, but I mean, one thing you got to do is you got to get a first down, but also get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds to stop the clock. And unfortunately, they're not doing a good job. In fact, they didn't even do that when when they went up against the Giants IRL in the playoffs last year. Or last season, excuse me. And once again, they keep them in bounds, but the clock goes down, and that forces them to use a timeout. The coaches are dumb. Yeah, you're not wrong in saying that, because they are dumb. I mean, in fact, you could say that it definitely cost Azriel Black, especially on the Cowboys. Because if there was a snafu on the part of Mike McCarthy for the Dallas Cowboys. But unlike with what happened last time, that the Cowboys were involved and they made the Super Bowl and they won it, they weren't so lucky with the coin toss. And now he's going to go down, and it goes out of bounds. Now it's 4th and 4. I'm like, where was this type of desperation earlier? Come on, man. But yeah, in short, the coaches are definitely dumb. And after the game, Azriel put Mike McCarthy through a flaming table as punishment, and an incompletion, and Carolina will take over on downs, and they can just pretty much put it away for good with 6 seconds left. So congratulations to Azriel and the Carolina Panthers as they in 6 seconds will officially recruit Frostbite, and they will add him to their defense upon the conclusion of this game, and that's about it. So congratulations to Carolina as they move on to the second round. And Frostbite will join their team. And then, of course, we will continue next time. Next opportunity I have is not this weekend, but the following weekend. because by then I will be focusing more on this season, especially before uh, Madden 24 comes out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant Atticus. My bad. Forgive me, Atticus. I always get you and Azrael mixed up because your names start with the letter A. But yes, Atticus. Excuse me. But yeah, they played a complete game. Did Carolina, and for the Vikings, they just did not do so well. And the same could be said for Kirk Cousins. He just did not play a good game himself. In fact, his completion percentage was bad. The passing yards was not there. And he just could not make any good plays. And while he didn't make an interception, he certainly didn't do enough to help his team win. Whereas Atticus did everything he needed to do to win, and they did. Did Atticus. Okay. So off camera, I'm going to turn Frostbite into a defensive player and have him join the Panthers. But as for the Minnesota Vikings, they're done. Oh, actually, before we do that, before I do that, let's take a look and see where Frostbite is gonna go. Thank you for reminding me there. Okay, let's take a look and see where can let's see. Let me go to the NFC North, and let's go through the defensive positions really quickly. Starting with defensive end. Okay, 80, not bad. Also 80, defensive tackle. Okay, outside linebacker at 83, not bad. Ooh, 70 with a middle linebacker. And then and then, not to mention, because Frostbite is supposed to be a big guy, anything below linebacker, it probably wouldn't work because, he's not a fast guy, and he's not small. But yeah, I can definitely put him at middle linebacker because they really need some help there. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have, yeah, I'm definitely gonna put him in middle linebacker because they'll need all the help they can get. And also, hey, what's up, AJ? And well, you're just in time for the end of the show, but actually, you know what? Since you're here, AJ, I may as well show you which team drafted you and at which position. Just before we go, since you're here. And out of all the teams that could have drafted AJ Cool Kid himself, that team, of all teams, not a problem, Atticus. Have a good night, sir. But of all the teams that drafted AJ, that team is the Los Angeles Chargers. And they drafted AJ as a defensive end. So they needed somebody to help them on the defensive end, and as a result, AJ was picked as a defensive player. But anyway, how's it going, AJ? And by the way, AJ, are you interested? And I mentioned this to Azrael and I may as well mention it. If anyone is interested in Arkham 500 show and they want to join, of course I have to ask Arkham himself if if he wants to bring in certain talents and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, it's his show. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Arkham 500 show on Saturday. But then AJ's like, huh? Doing good. I'm sure I'm fine with Diamond Sky to join. Ah. But I'll ask Arkham, and if he wants to invite you and or Diamond Sky, I'll let him know. Same thing with Patty and all the others. And I'll say, hey, what's up, Joker? Oh, and you know what, Joker? Since you're here, may as well tell you what team drafted you. Okay, where's? Oh yeah. And of course, this was the team that finished dead last in terms of the standings, IRL. You were drafted to, of all places, the Chicago Bears. And of course, while Drum Monkey was drafted as a punter, because their kicking game was so bad, they needed help. And because, Drum Monkey's favorite team is the Bears, and because they were one of 8 teams with the worst records in the league IRL, they drafted you as a center. Can I join Arkham on his show? All right. I'll definitely pass that along to Arkham. Now, whether he actually decides to do it, that's up to him. Like I said, it's his show. No, Atticus is not on the Bears. He was drafted by the Panthers, and they've already advanced into the second round, so there you go. But no, Atticus is not with the Bears. He's with the Panthers, his IRL favorite team. But they actually needed a quarterback, so, great for him. But at the very least, you do have your friend Drum Monkey to help you. But with that said, let me exit out here, because like I said, we're done for the night. And like I said, normally I would keep going, but because I have to go to work tomorrow, I eventually had to stop anyway. But I wanted to show where each person was drafted to and whatnot. And again, I'll relay what the interest in AJ and Patty and anybody else who wants to join Arkham's show, and whether he actually does it or not, that's his choice. And he's free to do that just because, it is his show. But aside from that, I will see you on Saturday. First and foremost for Arkham's show. So I'll see you guys at Arkham 500 show. Let me give you his channel really quickly. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to give you his channel, if I can find it. Didn't mean to burp like that. Ah, here it is. I was looking for the link to share with the chat there. Great show, TJ. Oh, thank you so much. And you can definitely watch the replay. Okay, so there is Arkham 500's channel, so you can go subscribe to it, because I will be there to oversee the show. And then I'll have a stream of my own in which I will be doing Uno on the PlayStation. Well, technically PlayStation 4 since I have that. But I understand that it's backwards compatible for PS5 as well. So, from all of us here, this is the Blue Toad, Deju22, signing off, saying goodbye. And eventually we will be back, well, or next weekend, we will be back for more of the Madden series, Season 14, and our final season for Madden 22. This is the Blue Toad Deju22, signing off. Have a great night, everybody. In fact, let me end this off with a good song here. Let's end this on a high note. And whatever it is, it has to be Nice, Nice Baby. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. That never gets old.